won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now.
The new system is not going to come online without their approval of it.
Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. In today's video breakdown, I have a tweet thread that I'd like to read and break down for you all as to what it is that I meant by saying this tweet. And then I have a couple of intuitive video clips pieced together for you all that hopefully drive you and lead you to do your own personal research. Coming into 2023, really opening your eyes as to what to expect heading into this new monetary reset that we are going to experience as a globe, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you are really, truly prepared mentally and physically for what we are about to experience. So in this tweet thread, I really want to break this down for you all. I said, on October 21st, 2022, it is not time for the system reset quite yet. That's what people need to understand. And what I meant by that tweet is, in the first sentence, understanding that 2022 was utilized as a liquidity trap for the market makers to scoop out money from this market. I've mentioned to you guys since the beginning of the year that there are illicit and malicious players involved in this market space, and that we needed to see those players get wiped out of the market before we see new all-time highs or some major bull run. And in the beginning of the year, maybe even back in the middle of the year in July, when I had said that to people, people were laughing. They were like, oh, you know, XRP is going to settle in October, XRP is going to settle in September, and we're going to see new all-time highs by the end of the year in 2022. People didn't realize and understand how many illicit and malicious players there were involved in this market. So by the first sentence of this tweet, that is what I meant by saying it is not time for the system reset quite yet. However, we are in the process of the system reset. What I was trying to get across by saying that to you on this tweet was that in 2022, we were not going to experience some major bull run that these individuals on YouTube and the Twitter space were pumping into the market, okay? Now, to continue this thread, it says, the final phase of this grand bargain scheme is inflation to wipe out the real cost of global sovereign debt. 2008 and 2009 captured the banking system. And I'd mentioned to you guys that this liquidity crisis that we are going to experience in the next couple of years is going to be major, way bigger than the 2008-2009 financial crisis that we experienced, or at least I personally lived through with my family. I can't say that for the viewers on this channel. So coming down here to continue this thread, it says, the new system is a grand scheme worked out in secret, conducted by stealth operations, and understood fully by a relative handful of global elites. This agenda will take place, started in 2018. It started a little bit before that, but really came into light via the general public in 2018, and will last no later, in my personal opinion, to 2025. So from now, obviously, of course, 2022 is almost over, and you all saw that 2022 was utilized as an exit liquidity scheme to build momentum beneath lows, to liquidate over-leveraged players and get them out of the market. From now till 2025, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see a massive boom and bust cycle. I've been mentioning to you all for quite some time that from now until then, you guys can go read the documentation. There's going to be a massive shift in our monetary system. The agenda by 2025, in my personal opinion, heading into 2030, will be completed. Destroying debt by inflation. I said down at the bottom, utility and real value will show, wealth will shift hands. Just watch. I hope that you all, ladies and gentlemen, are mentally and physically prepared for what we are about to experience as a global population via our monetary system and the reset that we are all about to face. Blessings to you all. As always, do your own personal and intuitive research. Here are some video breakdowns and clips that I've pieced together for you all, hopefully driving you all to do more research. Blessings. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown. Sit back, relax, and enjoy these video clips.
And so, as they're flooding the market with yen, it just makes the yen lose value versus the dollar. So they're really stuck. They need to raise rates in order to protect their currency, but they can't raise rates because then you get a banking system crisis. It's kind of a real problem because there's no real good solution. And this is why I think that there's a crisis coming, is because there's really no way to fix it without a lot of pain. And you and I both know that politicians and monetary authorities, are not going to let pain happen without more intervention. If that's what it were to go back to. Now, I'm not saying I think probably at some point, we're going to have this crisis. The world is going to have to come together to kind of reset the system, for lack of a better word, reset the system, for lack of a better word. And my guess is that when that happens, commodities, or whether a basket of commodities and currencies, will be part of that. I would think gold would be a part of it. Oil would probably be a part of it. Abilities versus probabilities. Whoever the global superpower is at the time of this reset, or whoever the hegemon is, the new system is not going to come online without their approval of it. The new system is not going to come online without their approval of it. Right? Because they're going to have the power. Now, again, whether that's the US or someone else, I don't know. I think the US is going to stay on top of the mountain longer than a lot of my colleagues do. But whoever's in charge will have the biggest say in what system comes next. I want to make one thing clear. First of all, I have a high degree of conviction in my idea, but I don't have certainty in anything. I think this is one of the most uncertain times I've ever lived through, and probably one of the most uncertain times anybody's ever been through. So I think everybody should maintain a certain level of flexibility in whatever their view is.
So that's very telling. It's getting scary. We talked about this for years. I warned our audience for 20 years that one day we'll reach the point that you can't ignore this any longer. This was laughed about. And now we're here. You can't ignore it any longer. I meet rich people every day. This morning, I met a guy, he sold his company, 40 million in cash. He doesn't know what to do.
Because he sees the warning signs, he wants to cash out early?
He wanted to sell the companies to be flexible, but now he has a bank account with 40 million in cash.
Right. And that's something you said you're seeing a lot. People not wanting to get rid of their cash almost, and that's why alternative assets like gold, silver, and the cryptos. And that's why I like one of these quotes that you've said. When stocks keep rising, the smart people understand the value of money is declining, but the masses still don't get it.
So when oil prices go up, when Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs every day, when stock exchanges are hitting all-time highs every day, when real estate is making records, when prices of all major important assets keep rising, we're not getting richer. It means the money is getting, we're losing the purchasing power of money. It's the debasement of currency. It's a huge warning sign that money is dying. And my core thesis is we need to find a new anchor for world's financial system, because we'll have a dollar crisis as well. We haven't even mentioned that. We need debt restructurings, but I also said we need a gold revaluation, because that's the trick the central bankers still have available. That's the card they still have in their sleeve. These guys all have too much money and too much time, and they're over 60 and 70. None of them is in Bitcoin. They don't understand it, but they don't need to, because they became rich by investing in companies, in real estate. But the younger generation, the younger generation can only become rich by investing in something like crypto now, which the old guys don't understand. I think there's a certain wisdom among the younger generation. They don't understand it themselves, but they feel it's the next big thing. And we, or I should speak for myself because you're much younger, but our generation of boomers, we don't feel it. We have to study it. Somebody has to explain it to us, and then we might try and step in a little bit. But the younger generation, they feel it naturally. You know, it's the sign of the times. It's the zeitgeist, like the Germans say it. You know, they feel it. It's you have the fourth turning. Every 20 years, you have this new generation which have different beliefs and which have different ideas. And we saw this in the 60s with the flower power. So it's a new generation, and they feel this is the right way. We saw these huge changes, you know, with Uber and Airbnb, and they changed it. They changed a lot of things in very old business models. And when you look at the financial industry, the way we settle and clear stock trades, it takes 3 days. If you want to transfer money internationally, it takes 3 days. So you've got these bright guys now building platforms, and they say, hey, wait, guys, look, it can be done much smarter. We'll use blockchain. We'll use smarter systems. And that's what we call DeFi, decentralized finance. And I think this will be huge because the financial system still operates like 100 years ago. The plumbing system of the financial system, like the clearing for stock trades, it's you have to wait 3 days.
So for the folks at home who are looking at their bank accounts, looking at the fiat system, getting worried, right? If they're considering moving their assets outside of the bank, you know, what discussions should they be having with themselves? How do you know if you're ready to make that move? Because it can be scary, right? We've been accustomed to the banking system our whole lives. Like, what do you mean you don't have money in the bank, right? It's a scary shift.
Well, from a legal perspective, cash in the bank, you have a claim on the bank. So from a legal position, cash in the bank is risky, especially when we'll get bail-ins. If we get a next crisis and the financial system has to be refinanced, you could have bail-ins like we've seen in Cyprus, and everything over 100K, you know, it could be gone. So I always advise people take money out of the system and invest it in things which are safe. If you invest money in real estate, the money is out of the system, the financial system, but it's in a very tangible, very, very safe asset. You can also take money out of the system by buying physical gold or silver, storing it in privately owned vaults. I started a company like that myself in 2008. But you can also buy Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, you can take your Bitcoin offline and put it in cold storage. So then your money is also out the normal structures. But there can be a risk because I expect more financial repression from the governments. I think the government one day might choose to close the on and off ramps to crypto, to Bitcoin, because there will be a huge fight between Bitcoin and the fiat system, especially once they roll out the central bank digital currencies. And so don't put all your eggs into one crypto basket. But I always have this model: it's 25% real estate, 25% in stocks, 25% in physical gold and silver, and then 25% there used to be cash, but now I put that in Bitcoin.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed that intuitive video breakdown. And make sure that if you want a more in-depth perspective on some of the things that we talk about here at CYPRX, you go ahead and you follow us over on Rumble, where free speech is a little bit more accepted. Blessings to you all. That link is in the description down below. As always, be cognizant, be aware, stay fine-tuned with what's going on in the market. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough that there is a massive shift coming to our financial system. With that being said, as always, be cognizant, beware, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.